So we'll be working on the reading aspect because that is something that needs more time, more analysis. Some are really not good with the reading aspects. Some are good. Some are like, ma'am, the only book we read is textbook. Ha ha ha. Very bad. Right? Yes. So you should start reading more content so that your abilities to understand, even though it is like sometimes the concepts are twisted, especially when it comes to science, the passages are pretty complex, very dense, and social science is also one such. Like English, of course, you will understand because there are characters. Prose, especially the prose, you will definitely understand. But what about the poetry part, right? The poems are a bit more, they keep on going on, and there's so much of descriptive words compared to some other figurative aspects. So if you're not that creative, you might get stuck, but don't worry, there are some strategies for this. But I always insist first, you also should inculcate the habit of creative learning or creative reading. Your imagination should also be stronger so that if you're asked to write an essay, you should not feel panic. Like I can write because I've read so much of content about it. Even though you don't read, but you have good vocab power, which is very important for SAT, not just only for the question purpose. Throughout this test, you're reading passages. What are passages filled up with? Nothing but words and complex sentences. So rather than scratching your head and like feeling like, oh my God, what is this whole thing? You have to build liking for learning vocabulary. Okay. I'm not asking you to mug up, please. That's never going to happen. You might have mega brain power, but don't use it for mugging up. There are better things to do with that mega power of yours, your brain. Okay. Use that for better things, not mugging up, because we don't want definitions in our words in context questions. As such, the question never demands definitions. One definition doesn't work here. So mugging up doesn't work at all. So what are we going to work on? We are supposed to understand the context. What is that word doing over here, there in that particular line or sentence? And how is it changing the entire meaning of that particular phrase or the portion of the sentence you're reading? In specific words and context, you will have to read blanks. It will always be left with the with a blank, and you have to search from the options, four options. Those who are absolutely new. How many of you are new to this session? Come on, make some noise, put some thumbs ups. I was just thinking like most of you are already part of these sessions, if I'm not wrong. How many of you are absolutely like, ma'am, I have no idea what you're talking about? Low, Lalita. One hand up. Okay. So, Lalita, kindly go through the foundational aspects of this test, like how many tests, how many chapters are involved. There are four categories. We are doing one such category type of questions today, which is craft and structure. And also look out how many questions time, because I did this in the previous very beginning of the session, right? For that, you will find all that information available in that blue book or the digital SAT material. Okay, anyone else? No, Mitra, I see her. Okay, you can put your hands down, Lalita. Like she's like, "Meh." Like yeah. Sugnesh, are you new? I see some new names. Nitya, Arnavi is okay. I know that. Arnavi. Pooja, I am not familiar. So please, if you're new, so just make me understand what are your when are you planning and all that. Okay, let's have some talk about it now. As such, with this part class is concerned, we are doing words in context questions. There are top 6 questions. The first 6 questions that will be asking you about what is that word meaning, and or it will be like there will be a blank that is left out to be filled by you, and we'll be using some strategies to identify what exact word has to go and plug into those blanks. Clear? As simple as it is. Now we are working on the first aspect of words in context. Now, where these prose, just for your quick understanding, these passages are of total 50 words. Each passage comes with 4 options. And these passages come from fiction like poetry, prose, sometimes drama, which is I've never seen, but yes, I heard it can happen. So humanities wise, art, literature, music, literature, yes. Social studies, history, no, no, no. Politics, no. Sociology, yes. Natural science, biology, my goodness, it's completely filled with those kind of, like those who are non-science are gone. Like, what is happening? I have one question today for that. So physics and astronomy, yes. So you'll get any of these under these categories, under these genres. You might get the passages related to coming from biology, physics, or astronomy. Only passages. Now, how to approach this? First thing first, let's be very clear on how to approach this reading questions. Okay. Always and always start the question. Read the question. Don't jump to the passage. You'll get nothing out of there. Okay. So read the passage. Read the question first. Identify the type. First six are work vocab questions, so you don't need to read. But this is for the beginners. This is for those who are just started understanding the question type. For after immediately after the session, every after these two sessions, quickly go to Khan's Academy or open up Blue Book, do those questions that we have practiced in the sessions. Doing that, you will improve your retention. The status the rules that I've taught you, where you can retain them. But if you take time, okay, let me first finish all these sessions, then start working. That's not going to help you. All right, guys, am I loud and clear? Why do I feel that I'm not loud? If I'm not loud, I don't want to shout and sound like the woman that's standing in the market and shouting, "Eh, bhaiya," and all that. Right? Just help me. Am I loud? Am I clear? Clear? Crystal clear? Yes, Mazo. Good. Chalo. I'm clear. That's more than enough. So I don't want to shout. I want to retain my sweet voice. All right. So read the question, mandatory for everyone, especially the beginners. Identify the question type, underline the phrases. This is how you can start working on underline the phrases. Every time, every question comes with a specific phrase format. So for main idea question, it has a different way of asking you what is the main idea. For the words in context question, there's a different way, which we'll be looking today. Okay. And read the text, what is needed. I see that everybody are reading so much. You don't need to read the entire passage. There's something called skimming and scanning. Skimming is have some general idea. You don't need to read word by word, name of the scientist. You're wasting your energy. Put your potentials into scanning the right information. You are just wasting your energy and your eyesight for wrong informations. Therefore, you end up getting confused or marking wrong answers. So summarize. Now I'm going to teach you something called dumb summaries. Very, very, very crazy thing. A crazy thing that I do, and I love doing it. You can create your own summaries after reading this 50 words of passage. Doing that, you're just skimming it into your own words. Just apna story to apna hai, bas. Like I do it my way or highway. That's it. So yes, but whatever you are going to summarize, don't overdo it. Don't add your own stories and masala into it. Just whatever the read up is, try to boil down to a very simple one word or two words summary. That's it. Okay. Don't write big Mahabharat. I do that. But that works for me because I do it in a very, like, even though it's spelling errors and all that, I do it myself. It is pretty well helpful for me. But I would suggest put it in just one word or mark positives, negatives, giving it a charges. Give charges to the words like it is, this word is positive, this word is negative. If I say motivation, what effect do you feel when you hear the word motivation, happy, glad, glee, delighted? What charge can you give for that? Positive, right? And when I say sad, gloomy, dull, dry, dead, you know what to say. It's negative. So always look out for connotations. Passages can easily be boiled down to one word or two words by getting to the connotation, the feel that you get. That's the meaning of connotation. Positive connotation, negative connotation. Sometimes some words do not have any charge. So therefore, you can say that is having neutral connotation. That doesn't make you feel anything out of it. So even looking at the connotational words, especially words in context questions, oh my God, trust me, you'll get your answers just like anything. But that's not always the the strategy. You should also look out for some other aspects in detail. So we'll look into it. The best way to get to the right answers is elimination. So on what basis can we eliminate? How do I know that this is a wrong answer versus the rest three are wrong, right? I mean, sorry, the three are wrong and the one which we are looking for is the correct one. How do we eliminate the three choices versus the one which stands out? So, well, for that, I have few tips for you to work on. So question yourself why, if you're looking at this, if you're putting positive connotations and negative connotations to the passage words, and you find that out of four, two already is giving you some charges. Okay, let's say your passage is dominated with negatives. Naturally, it can be summarized that this is a passage, especially the poem part, the poetry part. You can definitely find those words that stand out like dry, dead, bled, many things like something like grave and all that. So if you're finding that they have more weightage and domination, naturally you should be looking for answers which are negative, right? This is an easiest way. So when you find any word which is positive, naturally you will be eliminating. So I find elimination technique, and of course it is being standard for these kind of tests because there is limited time. You have to work based time versus performance. Hence, you have to work on elimination of the wrong answers. First, eliminate. Okay, don't be in rush to eliminate. First, make some educative guesses also. Okay, don't just simply say, "Ma'am, I find it something odd. I will let me eliminate." Yes, odd answer choices will also be there. You will usually identify. You have to eliminate. So, as I was talking about how to choose those points or answer choices, and what are the aspects that you have to keep in mind when choosing your answers. So to find out whether I should eliminate this or just keep it, number one, definitely that option is completely gibberish. It's completely off topic, nothing related to our relevant passage. Eliminate. The answer is too broad, like it is not actually giving in a precise manner. Eliminate. It is too extreme. Extreme words like never, completely, mostly. When you find these kind of words, there you go. Eliminate. See, this is like swipe, swipe, swipe. Don't do that, right? So when you're checking your Insta page, you're swiping up and down, right? Don't do that with this. You have to be extra cautious. Find those extreme words like big words, like pompous words like mostly, completely, never, many, all the time. These words are actually qualifying your answers to be eliminated. Got it? So this is how we eliminate wrong answer choices. So you are left with the right answer choice. So you can say, ma'am, precisely, do you want us to do the elimination rather than choosing the right answer? Well, somewhere the same. Okay, I meant the same. So the quicker you eliminate, the faster you get your right answer. And also answers which are first part is correct, then rest of the answer is not. I mean, the rest of the portion of the sentence in the answer choice is not what you're looking for. That goes to be eliminated. And could be true, but not enough information is there. Again, high chance that you have to eliminate. The true with the passage, yes, whatever answer choice you're reading, it is you're finding that this is true, but there is no specific lines associated with those, in that the eliminate. So factually true, but not stated in the passage, which is nothing but could be true, but not enough information. So these are the aspects you have to keep in mind. Too broad, too extreme, high, have half right and half wrong, off topic, could be true, but no information found, true for the passage, but no specific lines, go. They are off to go. Okay. The early you eliminate, the faster you reach to your options. Okay. And during your preparations, all I would like to say is don't worry about, ma'am, don't do all the tests at the time. Okay. Save it for last 2 weeks. If you do it right now without your concept clearance, how would you expect that you get 600 and above? Okay, probably you're really good. In your 12s, you probably are covering all the aspects of your reading. You're someone who is really doing good with your editing skills. Fine. With those basic, I mean, with that proficiency, if you're getting something 600, very good. But this is like you're practically or you're specifically working on few concepts, handful of concepts. Okay, so you need to master the concepts first, then go to the practice part. Rather than doing that, you're directly doing the questions and feeling upset that, ma'am, nothing is happening in my life. Everything looks gray and I don't know what colors you wish to see. So that's not going to help you, my dear. Please work on that concept. Completely brush off, okay, brush it off, push it off, thinking that I have to do practice questions first, then I will do the concepts. No. Okay, first clear your concepts. You have Khan's Academy with all the major basic teaching, and you have these two classes. Mine, you can sit for it. You can ask me questions and so on. Time management, very very important. If you do the elimination technique, there you go. You can save a lot of time. And of course, very important revision after the session. You are not supposed to go to your sleep or you do something with this class. Okay, go have mark your answers. If I say I posted questions, have that urgency in your mind that okay, I have to go and complete those preparation questions or practice questions. Okay, and also always look for how do I practice and when to practice. How is like not practicing or doing any practice questions as if now, I mean, like mock tests from the blue book. Don't do it right now. Do it when you're planning for August, probably this month, July end or July 2nd, 3rd week. You can start your practice test. That's when to do and focus on the strategies. That's it. As simple as it is. Okay. Now I was talking about the so-called dumb summaries and I practice this religiously. I want you all to do it because it works for many of those questions especially for the reading part. So how do you do it? As I said, read the question, go to the passage, read them line by line. For main idea questions, you don't even need to do that. You have to just read the first two lines and the last two lines. You will immediately find what is the main idea. For some questions, you will find them somewhere in the beginning or in the end of those. The word that you're finding or the answer you're finding, they are there. They're sitting for you, waiting for you to find them out. Okay, they're playing hide and seek with you. It's all in the form of paraphrasing or different words or different sentence formations, but they are there. Okay, so for your job is to read, understand what the writer is asking us to do, or what is he trying to, what are his intentions, then put that into one single or two single words. That's it. The more simplify you make it, the more easier you get to your answer choices. Remove the details, like you don't need to read the scientist names, okay, nor the dates. All you have to read it, the meat part. You are reading the bread loaf, you're reading those veggies, everything you're reading. Okay, I'm trying to compare with the nice salad. Oh, no, sorry, veg sandwich. Okay. All right, so removing the details can help you a lot. Don't spend too much on the detailing aspect, okay? I'll teach you how not to focus on the detailing when we are practicing all these questions. Now, as I said, dumb summaries using the connotations. Use this religiously for getting your connotations. Now, quickly identify what are the negative words in this 1974 poem. Pretty famous. Identify that. Use your negative, positive charges and tell me which are the words that have positive words, positive charge, and negative charges. Yes. Can I have your answers? Sick. Oh, she's already making her answer. Okay, no. Let's go by the steps. Chaitra, probably you might have known the process. So I'm talking about how to cross out, how to make your dumb summaries. So basically, read this, okay? This is helpful. This is about the poem, The Sick Rose. Okay, with first sentence itself is talking negative. Chalo, one charge, sick. Sick is negative. And warm, yeah, it's a pest, right? Wiggly thing, negative. Night, I don't know, it can be neutral. Storm, howling, something is like screaming, irritating, so negative, definitely negative. Okay, I see that this poem, these phrases are actually dominated with so many negative words. So what would be you doing if you understood the meaning of dumb summaries using connotation? But wait a minute, we have joy. Achha, okay, we have nice word joy, which is positive. Secret, dark secret sounds negative for me. Love, definitely positive. Destroy, negative. Oh my goodness, this is a bunch of negatives. I would certainly, now let's read this. A, celebrate harmony. Ta-da, eliminate. To explore the complex relationship between decay and rebirth. Decay is negative, but rebirth, nah, no. We need, see, because this is dominating with negatives, I would only look for a word that, option that is again a very powerful, option for negative. To show how different species interact in the environment, what are you talking? This is absolutely off topic. Now, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so like, I'm showing my stress on these options. I shouldn't be doing that. So how about this? Lament. Lament and let's assume, okay. I don't know what is lament, Baba. Who is this lament guy? Okay, he's not a lament, it's a verb, by the way. To lament, I have no clue. But I do have some clue about corrupting forces. Ain't it? That means negative. Somehow you understood that to lament the power of corrupting forces in the world, it is hinting me that yes, this is a very powerful negative option. I would go for, let's see how many of you have. Anish, we, yes, we. Lalita, no. We're talking about negative connotations. This poem is completely dominated with negative. This is nothing to celebrate. We are having a lot of this, no? Art, sick, warm night, howling storm. He was found out the bed. Just one word, joy and love are just two words. Baki sab, like, it's all about negativity, right? So I would go with D, the very best option, because I'm only left with that. Rest, A is eliminated. B has nothing to do because it is one positive, another one rebirth. No, I need something which completely has negative charge. So I'm left with, and this is, C has nothing to our relevance to the poem. And so I'm with D. Lalita, have you got it? Understood? All clear?
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
how we work with positives and negatives, especially with the poem part. Okay. Knowing the words is, you don't need to know the words. You should, you get that emotion, right? You get that feeling that, okay, this is positive or negative. Now let's move on. Everybody who has marked D, yes, thumbs up for you all. Those who haven't, that's okay. For the next one, let's wait and see what you can do. So, all right, that was helping. I mean, that was how to do dumb summaries using connotations. The same we are going to apply for our vocab type of questions. We have two versions for this vocabulary questions. One is, this is going to be the phrase, which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise? What's the meaning of precise? Yes, meaning of precise. Everyone, what's the meaning of precise? Simple question. Need simple answers. Accurate, specific. Very good, very good. Perfect. So vocab questions basically never ask you what is the definition of something. Very good, Mahendra. Very good. Perfect, Mazu. So basically they're asking the one accurate word. They're not asking what is the definition of the word. Definition wise, that's not going to be our test, part of the test. What is that word that fits to that particular context? Con means in relation to that text. Okay. And another one is, will something will be like this. As used in the text, what does the word X? X means that particular word they will be giving. Most nearly means. This is a bit rare, but it will be. Maybe one question can come. But this is like completely sentence completion questions. That's what we call them. Or logical, precise word or phrase completions. This is pretty like you need to practice this every time, not just once, because practicing word and context questions can build your overall vocabulary skills. So be greedy for these type of questions. Be more as greedy as you can. Okay, for words in context questions. So basically, what vocabulary questions are based testing your ability, whether you can really understand the clues. Are you able to find the clues? You are supposed to become the Sherlock Holmes. Go track them. There are contextual clues waiting for you to find out. Track them, trap them, find them, scan them. This is what you are supposed to do, and then get your answers. That's it. How do we approach? Read the passage, identify the keywords, wherever words you find, like you find some transition words. I'm going to talk about them just a minute later. So you have to circle them or annotate them. You have annotational tools available inbuilt. So you have to find those, or you have a scratch paper, like you can just put these words and then you can come to conclusions and try to plug those words that you are, trying to assume. Just plug it and see if, and you can also check with the positive and negative emotions, which we just did. So the same applies for all. No, some you have to check with some other tips. Okay. Now also predict using contextual clues. What are those clues? I've just mentioned looking for the transitions. So basically, transitions are words which are used in between two ideas. They connect two ideas. They make ideas sound more cohesive, like in a proper manner, more meaningful. So these are the three varieties or three categories where we categorize them into continuers, contrasters, and cause and effect words. Let's see what are these. Continuers are nothing but your like these are the list of the continuous. When do we use them? Basically, if you want to continue the idea, I mean, you just wanted to say one more idea related to the same to the previous portion of the sentence, then you might say moreover, furthermore, in addition, like you're adding another point. Nothing opposite, nothing absolutely new point. No, related to it, you're just adding a new one. You're adding a new one. That's it. So when you find any of these continuers, it is a clear cut hint. Whatever answer you're trying to find has to be something closer to these continuers. Like it has to have a similar meaning to those, other words that you're finding. It has to have a same meaning to it, similar meaning to it, because you find continuers in the sentence. There you go. That clearly means you're going to find answer from your answer choices similar to the questions or the words that you find. For example, one of the hardest types of grains, we'll be reading that. You don't need to read the nouns part here. Used to make flour as well as to replace a variety, as well as, okay, we can underline this, as well as is also a part of the transitions. Replace a variety of wheat-based products. It can be cultivated in unusually dry conditions. And here comes a new point, is especially important in regions where soil is poor and resources are. So what would you look for? You should be looking for word from your answer choice that has something related to soil is poor and resources are what? So you already have one adjective here, poor. So you should look out for, similar sounding word. Okay. This is to make you understand how did I identify this? Because here, and when do we use and? When we are adding another point or very similar point. So definitely whatever we are looking for has to be in similarity or alike with poor. Okay. We are talking about the soil condition, and the resources should be what? Maybe detrimental, something of low grade or low quality, something like that. Okay. So this is to make you understand how to identify right answers using when you find these kind of clues, contextual clues like continuous. Now let's move on to understand when you find cause and effect transition words. Okay. And another word thing that comes with is colons and dashes. Okay, we will be talking about them when we are actually doing a convention questions, but colons and dashes are exclusively used to tell that you are just repeating what you said in the first part of the sentence. So whatever is continuing after the first part, is just its continuation. Just like continuous, cause and effect are also used for the same purpose. But here you will tell a reason and you will also give a what is the outcome of it. So when you find any of this like colons, dashes, as a result, because we find because over here. So naturally, you have to look for words that are reason giving. For example, here to undergo mental evaluation. Why? Why is it? Why the reason? Why the reason giving starts from here? The blank danger. So you should look out for a word that matches that can be similar to mental evaluation because it is the telling us the reason, right? The blank danger, maybe some psychological danger inherent in space travel, maybe. Okay, mental evaluation, something similar to mental. If you find that word, then you can plug in and see whether it fits or not, because the word has to be contextual, not definition wise. And colons and dashes are yet again a good indicators that you have to identify that the second portion of the text is actually nothing but continuer to the first portion. Okay, that's not a contrast. So you have to look for answers that are in accordance to the first part. Words that are in the first part, similar to that, you have to find in your answer choices. And contradictors, these are like when you find them, no, blindly you have to circle them because they really change the entire picture of the entire picture of the passage. Okay, like let's say, however. Please remember these the transitional words. Very important. You will find that you're tested on this actually. That's why it's called vocabulary questions. It is not just vocabulary, but they're testing you. Are you able to find these clues or not? Okay. Basing on the clues, the story changes here. So here what they say is from the outset, the FR triangle, one of the most geologically active regions in the world, seems quite what? Blank. However, its external appearance is deceptive. However means you're saying something opposite. Seems quite maybe something, very prominent or something that looks very good or something. But the rest of the sentence is talking something else. It is telling a different description. However, means, but that's not true. Wait a minute. That's not true. That's what the writer wants to tell us. Its external appearance is deceptive. What is the meaning of deceptive? Come on, in the chat box, meaning of deceptive. Yes? Meaning of deceptive? So basically, contradictors. Let's see. Let's see. False, yes, misleading. True. Deceptive means like something in disguise. Okay. Looks can be deceptive, right? So whatever you see is not like you can't judge a book with its cover. Just like that, looking at the cover, you can't say everything is fine, but internally something kuch to locha hai, right? So that's what. So till here, everything looks positive. Everything is good, nice. Uh, no, I mean, there is no risk involved. However, its external appearance is decepting, obscuring the presence of fiery pools. So, fury, what's the opposite of fury? Why is it deceptive? Obscuring the presence of fury. What could be the opposite of fury? Yes, fury means extremely enraged, completely full of hot lava. The word lava itself is enough. It really puts us in. Yes, Mahendra, perfect. So the word can be, we can, then at least you're guessing something. Seems quite calm or peaceful. So you know what? Maybe externally it looks pretty calm. That's what your volcanic eruptions are, right? Those big mountains, Mount Fuji and all, if you know, they look externally, they look very calm, but you cannot predict that they are calm or dormant. They can burst anytime. Anytime can lava can come out and can create a major calamity. Okay. So I'm just giving an example. So it is pretty deceptive. You can't just believe that person internally what's happening. We don't know. So probably one of your option can be calm, serene, or peace. If that is there, you will immediately choose that because they say it is deceptive. Plus, it's talking about fiery pools, obscuring the presence because internally they have a lot of fear, hot flashing pools of lava lying just beneath its surface. On top, everything looks calm. Okay. So these are the three hints, clues that you have to look out, watch out, and be very careful. Don't underestimate any of these three continuers, cause and effects, and contradictors. Am I clear? Chalo, let's move on. Now, basing on that connotation, can we just work on this? Let's work on words in context question. Basing on these and the charges, positives and negatives, let's work on this. What's this? Cold. Yes, Anish. Correct. Anish K. Cold, calm, peace. Okay, now come on. Let's do this. I promoted is positive, validated is positive, right? Now, let's look at the passage. Okay, maybe I don't know what's refuted and excoriated can be. Okay, X, right, Santosh, just a minute. So we are looking at this question, this passage where we are trying to first based on the positives and negatives. Okay, so the final work of we are looking for honoring is definitely positive. Honoring is an expression that we can relate to being positive, right? So why is it promoted? Is it promoted? No, I don't think so. The final work known as Enthroned Washington was promoted in the press by those who felt it is inappropriate. C. Who is at C? Riti. Come on. It doesn't make any sense. So, sculpt a statue honoring, okay, the country's first president at this on the Sentinel, not required. All this we don't need to read. Just this word make pure sense for us, that which is positive. The final work known as, okay, whatever it is, was blank in the press by those who felt it inappropriate. Is it C? The final work known as dash, okay, was promoted in the press by those who felt it inappropriate. But then why would they even promote it? Even offensive to depict George Washington as a bare-chested, muscular, blah, 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 and all that. So many multiple answers. Definitely not positive, not validated. When do we say something? See, you hear so many negative words. Look at the list of negative words: criticism, inappropriate, offensive, removed. Huh? So this is purely dominating with negatives. So I will certainly eliminate. There you go. No. Validated, something justified. Why should I justify? It is completely saying they are placed a bare-chested Washington. Why would we even do that? And now you're left with refuted, excoriated. What's the meaning of refuted? What's the meaning of refuted? I don't know what's the meaning of refuted. Then what? How would we put this? Excoriated. Yes. Why is it B? A. Acha. B. C and D. So excoriated, definitely a negative term. Okay. So refuted. What could be the meaning of refuted? Find out. Come on. Sometimes it's better to find because we are still working on it. I don't want to give you, I've already gave you the strategy to work on, right? Refuted means something is incorrect. Like refuse. You know what is refuse, disapprove, very good, something similar to disapprove, Anvita. Correct, Arnavi, perfect. That's what it means. So don't you think that they were being refuting or disapproving the placement of George Washington with the bare chest and all that? Poor guy. A, to prove wrong, criticize, contradict. Okay, to prove something is wrong, so they're disapproving it. What's the meaning of excoriated? Was excoriated in the press, was refuted in the press, disapproved in the press by those who felt it? Yes. So the final work known as Anthron Washington was what? Criticized. What's the meaning of excoriated? Criticized? No. Remove part of the surface. Excoriation. Exfoliate. You know that exfoliation? To remove something. Remember that excoriation means, what is scoriation? Scoriations. Skin based to the skin. Damage. Okay. So was damage in the press? The final work known as this was damaged? Not at all. It's refuted because they completely disapproved, refuse. I will not accept. At least if you know the word, the prefix re, R-E, refuse means something that is completely not acceptable in the press by those who felt it is. So they're not accepting it because they felt it was inappropriate. The statue was looking absolutely not up to the reputation, right? So refuted is your answer. Based on my negatives and positives, first I've eliminated based on the charges. Then I started deciding if I know the meaning, well and good. If I don't, I will try with the prefix and suffixes. Even if I don't get it, I will try because you will eventually come up with the right answer. Okay. Good. Those who marked B, just be careful. All right. Here's another one and pretty interesting type. We often end up making mistakes thinking that pest, pest, you know that as here it is highlighted. The minute you look at pest, you will get a very negative feeling. Pest, that they spoil everything, they damage everything. And on to our utter, the conform our thoughts, we also have words like damage to crops on trees. Despite their physical attractiveness, some butterfly species are regarded as pests. Even though they look beautiful, but they're actually considered as pests. Why? Because in their larval stages, they're capable of causing damage to crops on trees. Reason giving happen. So now whatever you're trying to find should continue with that reason giving. Okay. Other species play a less what? Exceptional, beneficial means something good. Significant, exceptional, all are positive words. But here we are talking about something like damage and pests. There are two negatives. Okay, so you thinking that there are two negatives all belonging to something good. Okay. What could be your answer for this? Yes. The idea is positive, but the word you should look for is negative, and it is perfect. Everyone, good. All at one, all at one agreement. Yes. Acha, Umar is exceptional here. Ma'am, though they're positive, the word less makes it more negative. Right. Yes. Good. That's what. Even though there are two negatives, you cannot assume that you have to look for a negative, but the charge gets little lesser with the word less. And the word is detrimental. You have three of them of the same meaning. Why would you choose C? Exceptional, beneficial, significant, all are positive words. How would you go with the three positive words meaning all same? Less exceptional, less beneficial, less significant? No. It is less detrimental role in ecosystem. However, because their caterpillars consume, see again, however, they are detrimental role. However, because these caterpillars consume harmful insects, that's why they are saved. Okay. These caterpillars eats all these pests. That's why this pests, even though they're harmful, they are also beneficial. But here we are supposed to talk about detrimental. Okay. So death means not so harmful. Oh, no, sorry, harmful, not. Not. Okay. Let's move on. Now using the root words. What's the meaning of an, a? A means? What's the meaning of a? No. Means no, right? The meaning of means, what about norm? Norm, norma means name. Norma means name. Okay, so there is something that does not have any name, is known as anomaly. Now let's see. An award-winning reporter as well as author of several books, Maria da da da, is considered as an. Acha, I would definitely. Oh. All of them are justify our AEIOU. Okay. And what in her field? Because unlike the vast majority, okay, unlike is a negative word of present-day journalists, her work is characterized by prose style that readers find highly distinctive, even unique. What word can you plug in? Considered an what? Activist? How would she be activist in her field? Then she will be, writing something else if she's an activist. Acha. B? Okay. Let's say innovator. Considered an innovator in her field because unlike the vast majority of the innovator means how can she be unique? Is she inventing something? Explorer? How can explorer be? She didn't explore any like multiple books, or she made us explore something, or she has given some. No, I'm not going with B. B is ruled out because see, unlike, we need something negative. The word here, no, it is standing out. Why aren't you guys looking at unlike? She, even though she's a winning or award-winning reporter, okay, as well as she's an author, okay, I get it. Then what? She is considered and dash in her field. Why? Because unlike most others of the present day journalists, her work is characterized by only something. Her work, people only know her by prose style readers. She is unique only in that form, but others are in something else. Majority of her, her contemporaries or her colleagues in the same field, they're doing something more better than her. People only know her for only few things. So don't you think that she's not, she didn't invent anything? Yes, anomaly. That's correct. That sounds negative because we have a word unlike. Not like others. She was not like others who are doing really good. Her work is only characterized by prose style that readers find it highly distinctive, even unique. So you're completely, you lost with this so-called sentence, but you're not looking at this word unlike. So she is somebody who is nameless actually, considered and nameless in her field because unlike majority of her present day journalists, her work is characterized by only prose style. Even though she is an award winning, everything sounds positive, but we need a word that has more. She's not an innovator. How could, if she was an innovator, there would certainly be something relevant to the relevance to the innovation. Maybe she has invented something, or there is a new style that she has invented. No, nothing of that sort. All right. Okay. So let's move on to the last question of today's discussion, the second meaning. Sometimes we only look certain words in that proper way, but you need to twist your mind and look for a second alternative meanings. Okay. Let's say for here, in the two-dimensional world of maps, sharp lines. Okay. Sharp lines is your word of clue word, are used to demarcate, means separate or distinguish where one country ends. So sharp lines may be like this. So these are all boundaries, okay? Wow. I don't know which country is this. Hey, well, what does it look like? Whatever. Okay. So this in the two dimensions worlds of map, okay? Only these lines will distinguish between other, borders and all that. But actually, in reality, however, okay, there's a twist in the story. What is the twist? So there should be some opposite of sharp lines. What is the opposite of sharp lines? Boundaries between nations are typically much more what? Acha. Kem cho? Gujarati, Guju. That looks like Guju. People are so serious. They don't understand fun part. Okay, I know you're all serious. Acha, all those who answered without even listening to me, chalo, this is like I'm going to give you a big, I will draw something else, okay? Then make you guess all those things that I draw. Dumb charades. All right. So, hey, come on, come on. Sharp lines, opposite of sharp lines. Cannot precise, sharp, precise, concise, rigid. Sharp means rigid, right? Identifiable, yeah. So you can't have sharp lines. Yeah, I get it. All three are talking about sharp. What is the opposite of sharp? Something that is sharp means something that is, lines have shape, right? Lines. They have some shape. But we are talking something about fluid. Okay, think little more second meaning. Okay, there's always a second meaning. Fluid means what? Something that has no shape, that is not rigid, that does not have any form. Ain't it? You're only thinking about fluid means peene wala pani or something else. Okay. The second meaning to fluid here is it has no shape. Sharp lines have shape. They are rigid. They're firm. But, acha, chalo. Mahendra literally said, enough. I got it. Okay, everybody got it. Fluid here means something that is shapeless. Okay. So sharp lines, bole to what? They have shape. And opposite, because I found, however, contrast. So I need something opposite to sharp lines, that is shapeless. Shapeless. Now, amongst all these four, I only can send something which is shapeless in the form of water or liquid or a fluid. Chalo, I get it. Shant ho jao. It's okay. We are done. The injection phase is done. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you all got it. I'll be posting some of the questions that we haven't cleared off for today's discussion. And then do your practice immediately. Like, don't waste too much of time in